The time has finally come. Probably the product I've been most excited about and most anticipating, Quickie, our waterless wash. I'm so ramped up about this stuff because I am a detailer that believes in, loves, and understands how amazing waterless wash can be, the time it can save you, the sanity it can save you, the steps it can save you, all in an effort to keep your car juiced up to the max. That's the whole idea behind any type of product like this. So first off, it is orange, just like lather, and it smells like Fruit Loops, just like lather, which is our soap. And I did that just to make the car washing process cohesive. So when you think of car washing and you think of small batch, you know it's gonna be orange and you know it's gonna smell like Saturday morning breakfast cereal. So there's the scoop on that. Now, this stuff is loaded with surfactants, emulsifiers, and really just lubricants to take a mildly dirty car and get it all the way back to dialed in. The people that are naysayers about waterless wash are usually people that are one of two things. One, they don't do waterless wash properly, okay? So in other words, they're not mixing it right, they're using bad towels, they're using bad technique, they're just not going about it properly. So this video is gonna eliminate all of that, okay? And then the second one is, they've just never given it a shot. Everybody tends to think, especially now with the introduction of the foam cannon, that the only real way you can clean a car is by launching all this white snow foam all over my car and washing it and rinsing it and pressure washing and doing all these things to get it clean. Now, waterless wash does not take the place of that. There is a time and a place for foam cannons and pressure washing and getting the grime off and all of that. I totally understand. This can only do so much. I'm not saying this replaces any of that, but most people are naysayers on waterless wash because they don't even give it a chance. They don't give it a try in the demographic of detailing that it fits in, which is what I refer to as a mildly dusty car, okay? So in other words, if you've driven through a couple of days of rain and you've got that grime all down the side, that might be a little bit different, okay? You might not be able to waterless wash it. I'm talking about when mildly dusty, here's what I mean. I mean, you get it all dialed in on Saturday, right? This one Saturday on the weekend, you did a foam cannon wash, 2 buckets, blow dry it, boosted it with stack, all that, right? Got it all dialed in on Saturday. And then on Sunday, you go to the grocery store. Monday, you go to and from work. Tuesday, you go to and from work. And Wednesday, you go to and from work. And Wednesday night, you get home and you're like, man, it didn't rain on it. Nothing has happened. I haven't driven through any bad weather or anything, but now the car is just dusty. I just want to get that road dust off of it. That's the idea behind Quickie. Even moreover, let's say you've got a garage queen and your car just sits in the garage the majority of the time. You probably have a friend like this and doesn't drive the car but maybe once a month. So let's just say it's just been sitting in the garage for 4 weeks, hasn't been driven, and it's just got that garage dust on it. You don't grab a stinking car duster. That's not what happens. That car duster is gonna take your garage queen and turn it into a garage pile of swirls. That's what's gonna happen if you use a car duster. So a car that sits a lot in the garage that you just need to dust it off once a month, that's where Quickie comes in. If you have a car that leaves our facility, goes to a car show, and you wanna wipe it down from the drive from our facility to the car show that you're going to, that's where waterless wash comes in. So I wanted to paint the picture of that. And I also want to dispel the difference, clear up the difference between two things. Waterless wash is a cleaner. It is designed to lift the dust off the car and get it off of the surface. That's not what detail spray is for. Some of you guys are notorious for taking a detail spray, which is not a cleaner. There's no surfactants or lubricants in a detail spray. A detail spray is designed to finish off, get rid of streaks where the dirt has already been removed and maybe enhance the protection a little bit or something of that sort. That's what a detail spray is for, not to clean the car. A waterless wash is designed to clean the car. So let's get all that squared away right from the beginning, okay? All right. Now, into the product itself. Quickie is a 32-ounce bottle. I would imagine somewhere down the road, maybe even this year, we'll introduce this in gallon size. But for right now, we're introducing it in 32 ounces. Now, 4 ounces of this will, diluted with water, will make a gallon of product, okay? So add 4 ounces of Quickie to 1 gallon of water. Most of the time that'll be in a pump sprayer, something of that sort, okay? And that's how you would dilute it down. So this 32-ounce bottle makes 8 gallons of waterless wash solution. Now, if you're using it in something smaller, like we did here with this is a little half gallon, okay? Then use 2 or 3 ounces. I did 3. You can't really do too much unless you get obnoxious. So for some of you that think you want to mix a little bit heavy, that's fine. Do 5 ounces a gallon. I did 3 ounces in this half gallon, okay? So if you want to go a little bit heavy, that's totally fine, completely up to you. The minimum mixture, let's say if you were going to do a little spray bottle, like a 32-ounce spray bottle, or something along those lines, I would probably, or a 16-ounce bottle if you're doing a smaller mixture, I would say the minimum mixture we would want you to put in a bottle would be 2 ounces, okay? So 2 ounce minimum. But if you use your 4 ounces per gallon as a reference, that'll paint the picture for you. So anyway, so this is concentrate. We're not spraying directly from this. So let me set this aside. And then we're gonna grab, right now I've got 3 of these, our little thirsty towels. We designed these little thirsty towels to go with our waterless wash. Fat little 700 gram per square meter, dual color, hemmed edge, wonderful absorbent, thick and manageable size towel to go with a waterless wash. Now I've already pre-mixed this little pump sprayer, this little hand pump sprayer. There are some other ones out there. You can do your own research. I would imagine at some point in time we will sell a pump sprayer on our website, but that time has not come yet. So I've got this pre-mixed, okay? Now waterless wash is not like detail spray. You're not just gonna spritz the car, you're gonna soak it. So I'm gonna do half the hood here, and I'm liberally gonna load this up, okay? So I'm soaking the panel pretty aggressively. And I'm just gonna go over one way and back over the other way one time. That's it. I'm not gonna sit here, God dang, this stuff smells good. I'm not gonna sit here and scrub this. I shouldn't need to. If you're thinking you need to scrub this, then you're not doing the right process. Waterless wash doesn't fit the bill. You should be doing a foam soapy wash at that point. So, and I'm gonna keep an eye on my towel, okay? Right now, I don't have much debris on here, really hardly at all. I'm paying attention to how dirty this side of the towel gets. So then I'm gonna come over here, get the other half of the hood. Okay? Soak it up. This is Peyton's car. Peyton handles all of the maintenance detailing here at our facility. Super good dude. And he was more than happy to donate his car for this demonstration. Okay, so now I've got the whole hood done. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up or not, but I'll hold it out. And I've got enough debris on here that I can tell the color of the towel has gotten a little bit dingy. So I know I can't really see a lot of grit, but I know that it's there. So I'm gonna flip it to a clean side. That's it, flip it to a clean side and I'm gonna proceed. So let me grab my pump sprayer, give it a pump again, and I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna soak this whole panel. Now, can this be done in sunlight? Potentially, yes. If you're moving quick and if the car's not ultra hot, I've done this in direct sunlight on a black vehicle and it went completely fine. There's nothing in here that's gonna harm the paint. It's more of the fact of, can you move fast enough to get it handled while the surface is wet before it dries up? So if you're gonna do it in direct sunlight, I would do one panel at a time. Other than that, I usually soak a couple panels at once. Now, when I come down this side, I'm gonna start from top to bottom. And when I get down to the bottom, I'm done. I'm not coming back up. And this is why. Because on this towel, I can see that down low, probably from that rocker panel, I pulled a little bit of debris. I don't want this going on the rest of the car and causing damage to the finish. This is no different than a normal wash. I want you to look at waterless wash as a way to wash your vehicle like it's soap without the bubbles. That's what it is. It's the same idea as soap, it just doesn't have the big foamy frothy bubbles, okay? So at that time, I'm gonna flip the towel over again. Now I've already sprayed this side, or this door, so I'm gonna just start right up here. And again, I'm gonna work from top to bottom. And just going over the surface one time. I'm not going back and forth. I want to reiterate that. Pulled up a fair bit of grit and debris. Probably again from the lower part is where the majority of it came. I'm just gonna flip it to the other side. So then what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna bore you with this. I'm just gonna repeat this process over and over and over as I go around the car. So I'll see if Bryson can speed this up, but I'm gonna get back on the top of the car, work my way from the top, down this side, I'll go down that side, and I'll end up at the back. Now the back part of the car is also going to be one of the worst parts of the car. If you guys know physics and you know your car from how you drive it and how you travel, you know that if the dirtiest parts of the car are gonna be the grungiest or whatever, are gonna be the lower parts of the car from the belt line down and the back. The back is where all that soot and revolving like soil in the air lands on the car when you're driving it. So that back and the lower parts of the car, I would encourage you to spray heavy, even heavier than you do on the top surfaces. And be very, very cognizant and aware of the debris that you're collecting on the towel. And as long as you're flipping this towel pretty intentionally and paying attention to the debris levels in it, you're gonna get around this whole thing and you're not gonna put a single swirl in the car. You're not gonna put one single wash mark in it. I would actually debate that this is potentially, if you catch the debris levels right, and this isn't overly dirty than it should be, more than it should be, excuse me, that this is safer than how some of y'all wash your cars by hand with tons of soap. Because some of y'all just launch soap all over it and you're not very aware, you're not paying attention to your wash pad, and you're just washing your truck like a maniac, and you're taking this gritty wash mitt and rubbing it all over the truck, not paying attention. Whereas when you do a process like this, you gotta stay tuned in to what's going on with the towel. And if you can do that, then that's gonna keep you dialed in on, oh, I gotta flip it. Oh, I gotta flip it. Oh, I gotta flip it. And you're actually probably gonna be safer doing something like this in a lot of scenarios than some of y'all out there with all the foam cannon and all the soap and all the buckets and all the things, because you're not paying attention to the wash mitt. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I'm gonna proceed around the rest of the car, get this whole car done, and then I'll check back with you guys here in a minute. Okay, so we had our good buddy Chris hop in, our business manager here at Insane Paint. He hopped in and helped me get everything all wrapped up. So the whole car has been waterless washed at this point. To give you guys an idea of this half gallon, I probably used 3/4 of this. So I probably, if you're using, let's say you're using a traditional 32-ounce spray bottle, I would have used a full spray bottle and then half of another one, okay? So what is that, 64 ounces of product. I'm guessing I probably used somewhere around 50 ounces of product, okay, roughly, to get around the whole car. Also, it's worth noting, this car is probably, at the point that we started on it, dirtier than what most of you would probably want to do a waterless car wash, because it would just scare you. You'd probably be freaked out. You'd think the soil levels were a little too high, and they weren't. Chris and I were incredibly safe on this. We kept flipping the towel. Again, we used about 50 ounces of product. I went through one whole towel. Chris went through a whole other towel. And then I had just started using a third towel at the very end. I've only used, looks like 1 or 2 sides of this towel at the very end. So about 2.5 towels is what it took me to get through this car, constantly flipping panel after panel, section after section, to get all the way around it and safely get the debris off the paint, okay? So now the question becomes, Chase, there's a bunch of streaks all over the car. And if there's not streaks left on the car, then you didn't do it right. You didn't use enough product. The idea is to drench the car with the waterless wash, so that way there's enough product on there to break things down and lift it to where you can pull it away with the towel. The towel's job is to safely lift away what the waterless wash does when it makes contact, okay? So that's how those two things marry up. So if you don't have streaks all over the car, you didn't use enough product. There should be streaks on the car at this point. So then what we're gonna do, well, before I get into that, I don't know if you guys have seen these little turbo fans. I mainly use these for PPF installs, but where else these little turbo fans? I'll turn it on real quick. It's like a little handheld blower. It's got 3 power settings. Excuse me, that might be loud in the microphone, but that's got 3 power settings on it. You can use this at this point because some of you might be doing this activity like at a a car show or a cruise in. So now I can take this and I can go in here. And I didn't get much there, but maybe out back or up front, I might have just a little bit of waterless wash kind of dripping out of the cracks. This will blow it out of the cracks in seconds and allow you to not have any runs after you get done with it. So these are great. If you just do it, get on Amazon and look up turbo fan, you'll probably find 3 or 4 different versions of this. These are really neat little tools. So I might go around and do that, but back to the streaks on the car. Now I'm gonna finish the job with either Fuse or Stack. Fuse is our detail spray, Stack is our hybrid sealant. I'm gonna finish this off with for Peyton with Stack. He keeps his car outside all the time. He has no garage for it, so he could use a good little boost on the protection of his car. But when I go over his car with Stack and do a nice little light wipe down, and this is just one of our Butter Plush microfibers, I'm just gonna take and dance over this real quick, and the streaks that are left behind from the waterless wash from Quickie are going away in 2 seconds. I'm not even gonna have to flip this towel. Good Lord. The way these two things play so nicely together, the waterless wash and the detail spray, the waterless wash and the sealant, is just absolute game over. I'm not even gonna have to flip this towel over to the dry side. Got rid of all those streaks and now gave a nice little boost to the protection on Peyton's Mustang. That is how you do a proper waterless wash to wipe down the car to get the dust off, and then chase it with a detail spray or a sealant like this to get rid of the streaks and to lay down a nice layer of slickness. That is how you do it. So trying to think if there's anything else that I'm overlooking or forgetting, because this is such a wildly effective process. Here's how I would tell you to gauge if your car is ready for a waterless wash or if it's ready for a bucket soapy wash. If your car is dusty, waterless wash all day. If you can see a film on the car, like a layer of grime on the car, soap and bucket wash. That's probably the easiest way that I could maybe dictate that. I think for a lot of you out there who trust in me and who trust in a product like this, you'll use waterless wash a time or two and maybe half a dozen times, and you do it for maybe a year, and then you'll start learning the mechanics of it, and you'll learn how effective and amazing this stuff is. You'll get your towel all dialed in and when to flip it and all that. And I think some of you are gonna end up waterless washing your vehicle more frequently than you ever do a bucket wash. I know that's for me. My vehicles hardly ever get to the point where I can't waterless wash them unless I'm just caught in bad weather for several days. Then I'll do a normal soap wash. But if I control when I expose them to weather and I can drive them on certain days when they're not exposed to it, I waterless wash my vehicles 90% of the time. So anyway, I think that's about it. I'm trying to just run through my head and see if there's anything I'm overlooking that I wanted to cover about this. Yeah, nothing comes to mind. If I do, maybe I can get Bryson to do an audible in this video and splice a little something in. But I think that's it for now. I'm so excited for you guys to try Quickie. Follow it up with Fuse or Stack. It'll blow your mind. And some of you will have the best kept cars that you could ever have. Like this will change the game on how you're able to keep your car dialed in. I actually did think of one last thing. I knew I was gonna forget. Those of you that have cars that are kept outside all the time, whether it be an apartment or your other nicer cars stay in the garage and your daily beater stays outside, one thing that you can do on, whether it be every other day, every 3 days, whatever, right? Your car sits outside overnight. It gets that overnight dew on it. So you get this this dew settled on the car, and then you go to drive it and all that dew goes running off, right? And you get it running down all over your car. This is a great way for those of you that have vehicles that are kept outside to stay on top of your car, because what we find is when clients come in and we go to do their vehicles to polish them up, some of you that have vehicles that are outside all the time, your top surfaces are like they have water spots and they're crusty and stuff like that. The sides are still super hydrophobic because your sides are not facing up towards the sun and they're not receiving the brunt of the moisture and the dew. So sometimes those top surfaces, when you live in the South, can really take a beating. If you hit your top surfaces, I don't know, a couple times a week with waterless wash and detail spray, you'll notice that your car that you keep outside, your top surfaces will stay slicker longer, more protected longer, and you'll prevent water spots. So that was the other thing that I was trying to think of. So anyway, I'm done yapping. I know this video is longer than it should be, but I was really excited about this product. Wanted to cover this wholeheartedly and to the fullest extent because it's just an underestimated and overlooked process in the detailing world, and we, meaning me, is really excited about it. So thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Peace.